हिस्सा है, क्योंकि अगर 5 मीटर की साड़ी है और अगर आप उसको एक तरीके से काटेंगे और अगर आप सिर्फ उस सिलुएट को या उस पीस को देखेंगे, क्या ये मुमकिन है कि आप भूल जाए कि ये and it will look like again it is something else. It will be and it will not just fragment, it will look like ये तो अलग ही है. Okay, but every question in the world is eventually a question about self. Every question. Self-worth is the 5 meter sari. Okay, and what was your question?
How do you build it?
How do you build it? You don't build it. That's the whole point. You can only keep it what? Unconditional. The fact that, you see, we said capitalist, industrialist, meritocratic complex. How do you define meritocracy?
The belief that you deserve to get to the top.
The belief that you deserve to get to do something, which means that what is the lie there? That not everyone is deserving. Is that the fundamental lie?
Yes.
That not everyone is deserving. That is the most fundamental lie in the world. Everyone is worthy, no one is deserving. Some people find oil, some people don't. That's it, end of story. और अगर ये कहानी सबको समझ में आ गई तो फिर क्या होगा? There will be no winners and losers. Right? So, what happens is our self-worth, generally speaking, there's a program we have, it's called Becoming Unfuckwittable. Okay, we do it online. Come and be a part of it if we call you. We typically, our self-worth depends on 6 or 7 things. What are the 6 or 7 things? You all experienced it. Your self-worth depends on your thoughts.
Appreciation.
Hang on. Thoughts or the beautiful things in the world, seemingly beautiful things. What are my beliefs? What are my values? What are my and am I kind, ethics, right? You are an accident waiting to happen. Yes or yes? If your self-worth is dependent on whether you're kind, you are an accident waiting to happen. And I see the sheepish smile on your faces. And that feels so, oh my God, because किसी ने आके bomb फोड़ दिया यार. Because you are basically holding yourself at ransom on what is a beautiful concept but a random concept. Kindness. Is there no value in kindness? Is that what I'm saying?
No.
But if your self-worth, if your sense of self, if you're able to sleep better and worse, depending on what your story or your self-image about yourself is, you're an accident waiting to. Maybe that accident is happening every day. That's more closer to it. You're not an accident waiting to happen. That accident is already happening every day. So, our self-worth is either dependent on thoughts, values, beliefs, etc., or our self-worth is dependent on number of zeros in our yes. 7 zeros, feeling great about the world. 4 zeros, zindagi chhandi. Right? Or it is dependent on R for relationships. Our self-worth is dependent on our relationships. Right? And what are the other things? On how healthy, the amount of shame that there is around good health today. We consider anyone who's not being able to do physical exercises or meditation or whatever, we constantly shame them. Yeah? So this is the most fundamental question of all. With or without behavior science, because this is जिसको कहते हैं the bottommost layer of the cake. Self-worth, you either have unconditional self-worth or you have none.
But is it all or nothing? In the middle, depending on situation.
Yeah, so the point is, so I, generally speaking, am not for all or nothing thinking. not for all or like black and white thinking, because I think it flattens nuance. But with self-worth, it is one of the few exceptions to the rule that you either have unconditional self-worth, because when you have unconditional self-worth, water tends to find its own level. When I'm not trying to make myself feel better by being nice to him, it is likely that I will generally be nice to him in a very matter-of-factly way, whether or not he is willing to recognize that. कर दिया मैंने, चले भी गया और अभी मैं सोच भी नहीं रहा हूँ, और ना मैं कर लेता हूँ, फिर उसके बाद मैं सोचता हूँ, फिर इसको देखता हूँ ये मुझे पहचान रहा है कि नहीं, क्या हो रहा है ये मुझे क्यों नहीं पहचान रहा है, टाटा टाटा. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So self-worth is the one thing in the world that has to be unconditional. And the fear that people say about having unconditional self-worth, फिर तो वो जाके किसी को मार भी देगा, well, मार तो अब वैसे भी है. Yeah. All right. And what was the next one?
Is there?
Yeah.